I'm Gabe Villamizar. I am the social media manager, director, whatever you want to call it, at InsideSales.com. And InsideSales.com is a sales acceleration technology, and we're partners with Salesforce.com. And our software pretty much enables inside sales professionals to sell more and to increase their productivity and time, etc. So anyway, I teach strategies to our inside sales reps, and their number one problem is like, Gabe, cool, you're teaching us all these tactics, all these strategies, all these things that can help us, but where the heck do I find content? Yes, there's Feedly, there's all these Alltop, and all these content curation websites, but then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make it really easy on you guys. So I found BuzzSumo. Has anybody heard of this website? Raise your hand. Cool, this is awesome. So BuzzSumo is epic. It's like super epic because it does all the homework for you. That's what you want to find, a tool that does the homework and the work for you. You go to buzzsumo.com, it's free, right now it's in beta. You type in the search bar right there, you type a topic, or you can even type a website. And what happens is, it scans all the social media or the keywords associated to the keyword that you typed. So for this instance, I typed social media, and you can filter by type. So I say, I want results that have articles, that have infographics, guest posts, giveaways, interviews, videos, and I can filter it by date. I want the hottest article right now that's over the past 24 hours, past week, past 6 months, etc. And then all of a sudden, what happens here, let me show you, this is pretty cool stuff. It adds up all the articles, right? So I said, over the past 24 hours, give me the best articles on social media. So then, for sure, if you share any of these articles, look at how many shares that it has. So what it does, it adds all the Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and Google Plus shares, adds them all up, and for sure, if you were to share any of these top 5 articles, you're gonna guaranteed get engagement, because guess what? It's already trending. It already has a lot of engagement, a lot of movement. So then when I show this tool to all the sales reps, they're like, oh, cool. So then if I go to Salesforce.com or HubSpot or Oracle, what it does is scans through the whole blog. It shows you this is the hottest article over the past 24 hours, 6 months, whatever. So whenever you're in doubt of like, what should I share on LinkedIn? What should be my next tweet? What should be my next Facebook post? And you want it to be something related to your career, something that you want positive feedback or engagement, go to BuzzSumo, type in the topic, and then you're for sure gonna get engagement. So that's BuzzSumo. The second cool thing about it is that one, for example, I also write blogs for our company, and I realized that I always wanted to know who was the one sharing my blog post, or who are the people behind a certain blog, and who the heck was sharing it. So what BuzzSumo does also, you can see exactly which people shared it on Google+, on Facebook, on Twitter, and LinkedIn, etc. And then you can pretty much generate these leads or create this private list through Twitter. That's a little bit more advanced, but you can create on Twitter these private or public lists and start a social lead nurturing campaign. Pretty much that give them content that they want to see, that's going to educate them enough down the funnel so that when they're ready to buy, they think of you, if that makes sense. So what it does is, next thing you know, it's like, okay, so definitely the people who are sharing the blog post are interested in A, either me, because they think I'm a thought leader, B, the company, or C, they're interested in the product, or maybe they're just the content. So it's a great way to find out who's sharing your content or the content of a certain article. So buzzsumo.com, pretty cool stuff. Now Twitonomy, I found about this tool not too long ago, and it's by far the best tools for Twitter on steroids, analytics. It's I believe it's $30 a month, but it's the best way to stalk your competition and to crush your competition. I mean, I'm all about getting up in my face's competition. So our competition is Velocify, Five9. Any other sales acceleration platform that is out there, they're our competition. So what I do is I make sure I get into Twitonomy, and for example, I did a quick, this is actually a few hours ago, I went to, and I'm analyzing Social Media Club SLC, and it tells me over the past week how many tweets did the social media club and the SLC did. So you guys did 21 tweets. You guys average about 3 tweets per day. It shows you how many retweets you have, how many favorites you have, and you guys have pretty good engagement. If you see there to the right, you see all the green and what's it called, the stars. That means that people are actually engaging with the content, right? So if you ever want to find out if people actually bought followers, or people, how the heck do you have 70,000 followers and you're nobody? How the heck do you have 1 million followers and you're just some dude down the street? If you ever wonder, put their name in here and you can easily find out. If they don't have a lot of engagement, then for sure, either they have their social media on automate through iftt.com, which that's another tool, or they just are not tweeting at the right times, or their audience is just fake, you know. Great tool to kind of study your competition, great tool to find out many different things about certain people or accounts, etc. Something cool, so this is a little analysis about the social media clubs in Salt Lake City. So who do you guys mention the most? Who do you guys are replying to the most? And then kind of your trend of your tweet history over the past week. Which tweets were the most retweeted and which tweets were the most favorited. So let's say I have a prospect and he kind of blew me off, right? And you're like, dang it, I know he's perfect for my product. I know he's perfect for my service, but he's just not there yet. So, and let's say he's on Twitter and you kind of want to get his attention. Well, you find out who he's talking to, who's he retweeting, who he's kind of interested in, and then kind of hit those sweet points. And that way you get his attention, and then when the time comes, hopefully you can sell your services and stuff like that. Part of the tool also tells me what days of the week are you guys tweeting and which hours. So for example, I study my competition and I see that they suck at tweeting over the weekend, even though tweeting on the weekend has the highest engagement because that's when people are home. That's when people are sitting on their couch or with their families, and in between time they're tweeting, right? So then I kind of study the Twitter pattern or tweet patterns of our competition and kind of find their weak spots, and next thing you know, I'm kind of hitting their weak spots, or I see where we're lacking, right? If I study my own profile, and after doing that, I can kind of create a strategy based strictly on statistics and data. So there's nothing better than data trumps intuition. Intuition is great. Intuition may give you the first step, but once you have data, like you can't go wrong with data because data is always going to be right in the end. InsideSales.com is a firm believer of that, of data trumps intuition. Another cool Twitter analytics is hash tracking. So we just pulled it's called the Sales Acceleration Summit. We had over 20,000 people. It's a virtual event that we had last month. We had over 80,000. We had over 80 speakers in the sales, marketing, and inside sales. And we had very big keynote speakers, and we had Grant Cardone, we had Ryan Tracy, we had a very big, and it's free. All these sessions are free. So if you go to InsideSales.com/summit, they're not even gated. They're just straight up free. You can watch them. And it's very good content. So what I did is, if you're going to have an event and you want to track the hashtag for the event, the best tool to do that is this, because it tracks who's tweeting your hashtag, who is the most influential person using the hashtag, what time of the day is the hashtag being used the most. This is free for 30 days. After that, I think it's like $20 a month. So, for example, our hashtag for the event was Sales Summit. So what happened here, I also tweeted the buzzwords of the event. So when people tweeted, for example, Sales Summit is so cool, or Sales Summit, the hashtag and other certain keywords, it kind of gathers all the data. So you see right there where it says all the buzzwords. And I always tweeted as InsideSales.com, these are the buzzwords of the event. Pretty cool nice little visual, which is always better than just words. A 24-hour snapshot. So in one day, we had close to 4,000 tweets of our registrants and attendees talking about the speakers. And it even tells me the tweeters platform that they were using to tweet the hashtag. This is huge, and I'll tell you why. What happens is when you know that most of your people that are using the hashtag are using on desktop and mobile. Let's say you're running a Twitter campaign, right? Those are pretty expensive usually if you've done those. Well, you can tailor those Twitter campaigns by saying only display this promoted tweet to people who are on desktop, to people who are on iOS device, iPhone, BlackBerry, Android. So if you know for sure that 66% of the people who are tweeting are on desktop, and let's say the majority of them, I want to target just those people, then I'm going to uncheck all the other boxes in the Twitter campaign for promoted tweets or promoted accounts. And what I'm going to do is I'm only going to target people in desktop. That way I optimize my campaign, and that way I'm not wasting money on people who are, like, for example, are on mobile, for this specific example. Okay? So very cool data that you can play around with. Also, like I said, it gives you the most retweeted tweets of the event, most popular. So we kind of gamify the whole event. So during that day, we said, here are the top tweets of the event. And then let's say my name is not on that list, and I'll be like, what the heck, dude? I want to be part of the top Twitter tweets of the event. So we kind of implemented this gamification aspect into it. And who has the most reach? What other words were people tweeting with a hashtag? The best times, and what sources were they tweeting from? So the web client, Hootsuite, Twitter for iPhone, tweet button. And again, that data is great for if you're going to implement any like paid campaign on Twitter. Likealizer, a very cool, basic, simple tool. It only works with, I think, Facebook groups, Facebook pages. So what you do is you go to likealizer.com, it's free. It does this 360 analysis of a Facebook page. So again, I chose Salt Lake City, and you guys are ranked 41 out of 100. That's fine. That's actually, don't think that's bad. I mean, inside sales, I think we're at a 67 because it's not our main channel of lead generation, or I mean, we just have a presence there for kind of to show people our culture, who we are, but it's not like where we spend a lot of our time on. So what it does, it analyzes your whole Facebook page profile, and it gives you recommendations. So if it has a green check mark, that means you're doing it good. And if it has an X, you probably need improvement. It's either yes or no. So we can see where you can improve. It's free and it's awesome. It's called Likealizer. The last tool I want to share is Statagram for Instagram. By far the best high analytics platform for Instagram. So if you have an Instagram account, it kind of shows you if you lost followers, how many followers you gained in a certain amount of time, how much love you're getting, what's your talking rate, spread rate, etc. And cool, it has a lot of analytics, which over the past certain amount of time, which picture has had the most interaction, which days you're posting pictures the most, your trend of your growth history. So you can kind of analyze what you're doing and improve either by changing the filter, by posting pictures at different times of the day, etc. And it also shows you which filter is the most popular that has gotten the most engagement. So if a filter is doing really great, believe it or not, you might want to keep using that same filter on the same time at the same date. If you want to get your message across, instead of just doing it on a random day, if you really want to do it right, then what you do is like, okay, so my most popular picture is on this date, was using this other filter, and was at this time. So if you want to invite people for a webinar, or if you want to invite people to an event, make sure you choose that specific post to be the one that's targeted, because it's for sure going to get engagement because the data has told you so. Does that make sense? That's it. If you have any questions, that's my email, gvillamizar@insidesales.com. Thank you very much.